Let's be real. If you've ever found yourself scrolling through TikTok and wondering why you're still broke, then this video is for you. Because we've all heard it before. You need to hustle harder or cut out your expensive coffee and you'll be rich. Nah, fam, those are just myths. They're not just wrong, they're keeping you broke. Today, we're talking about 10 of the biggest lies about financial freedom. And trust me, number 6, that one had me in a chokehold for years. Wait, isn't this the same shirt I wore in the last video? That's better. Let's jump into it. Myth number 1, financial freedom means being rich. The truth, it's not about having Lambos or private jets. It's about having options. Can you take a random Tuesday off and not worry about bills? That's financial freedom. It's about being able to say no to a toxic job or being able to say yes to a last minute trip or maybe to a new opportunity. If being decked out in Louis Vuitton is something that you strive for, then cool. Budget for that. Strive for that. For me, it was the little things. It was being able to go grocery shopping and not caring about the price tag. Obviously, I'm not just buying all willy-nilly, but I'm still not considering, oh, this is way too expensive compared to those eggs, and I'm not crazy doing the micro calculations trying to figure out if that cheese is worth it or if that cheese is worth it. It also, for me, meant being able to go to a restaurant with my wife and not being scared of looking at the appetizer section of the menu or the dessert menu. It's being able to order whatever I want, paying and leaving. That, to me, is financial freedom. Now, what do you care about more? Status or freedom? Myth number 2 is that a high income guarantees financial freedom. The reality is over half of Americans, even those earning $100,000 plus, still live paycheck to paycheck. Recent studies show that more than 50% of high income earners feel financially stretched despite their salaries. The truth is there. It doesn't matter what you earn if it all disappears on payday. I've met 6-figure earners that have a net worth less than someone that's making 50K a year because the people that make 50K a year are a little bit savvier. When I was in my early 20s, my bills were literally just my phone. And that's it. My income to spend ratio was at like its highest, or is it lowest? I don't know. But it was also when I was at my brokest. Your income does not determine your wealth. Your mindset does. So if income doesn't guarantee you freedom, then what does? Myth number 3, you need to hustle 24/7. The truth is that burnout does not build wealth. Systems do. Financial freedom isn't about working until 3 a.m. every single night. It's about putting your money to work so that way you don't have to. We all see those guys online that wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning and make $10,000 before lunch. They're most likely creating a false lifestyle for clicks, which is kind of what I'm doing. So how can you create sustainable momentum without losing your mind? Myth number 4, you have to cut out all of life's pleasures in order to make it. The truth is you could still have a shit ton of fun and still build wealth. Budgeting isn't punishment. Like, get that out of your head. It's just a plan. So if you want that really expensive latte, cool, plan for it. What drains your wallet isn't the small pleasures. It's the mindless spending on things that you don't even need to impress people you don't even like. For me, this is one of my favorite parts of my budget. It's the fun side of my budget. Personally, I still spend some money on a game called Pokemon Go. You may have heard of it. Still playing to this day, level 50, baby. So yeah, a part of my budget goes towards that game. And yes, people still play, okay?
Oh, stop booing. There's nothing wrong with it. There are dozens of us.
Like I said, I enjoy the game, so I spend money on it. I go to events and I do it all guilt-free. What's one thing that you refuse to remove from your budget, no matter what it is? Let me know in the comments. Number 5, all debt is bad. The truth is that not all debt is created equally. Credit card debt, yeah, like you'll want to squash that as fast as possible. You don't want to carry around credit card debt. But using debt to grow a business, invest in real estate, or just to upskill yourself, that is strategic debt. Before I was done paying off that mountain of debt that I was in, I wanted to make a little bit of extra income. So I turned my passion for helping people with nutrition into a small side hustle. But in order to build a little bit of credibility, I needed to be a certified nutritionist. So I paid for a course with $1,600 that I did not have. I did that to properly educate myself so that way I can optimize how well I help others. And I turned that $1,500 into $6,000 in a year and a half. See? Good debt. Can you tell the difference between good debt and bad debt? Debt doesn't even sound like a word anymore, like I'm saying it too much. Myth number 6, investing is only for the rich. The truth is that $10 a week is enough to get started. It's more than enough. In fact, the earlier you start, the more impactful it will become with compound growth. No one's asking you to become a perfect day trader in your mom's basement. That's not what you're striving for here. Just start and think long term, not quick wins. When I first started investing, I had no idea what I was doing. So I downloaded an app that literally just took pocket change from my bank account every single month and invested it. Out of sight, out of mind, I ignored it for years. Then at one point I decided to log into the app, check it out, and realized that these investing guys that took my pennies, they're actually losing me money. And I felt like, you know what? Maybe I could at least break even. So I decided to try investing for myself. So I took that money out, started investing, and lost half of it almost immediately. But I learned from it and did it myself. Now I'm in the green. So let me ask you this, what's scarier, starting small or never starting at all? Myth number 7 is that it's too late to start. You know the saying, the best time to start investing is yesterday. The second best time to start investing is right now. Start right now. Start right now. The idea that you missed the boat is your brain's excuse to make you do nothing. Probably because that fear of losing money. What would your future self say if you started right now? Myth number 8, passive income is easy. The truth, it's simple. It's not easy. Whether it's rental properties, starting a business, or dividend portfolios, someone has to put in the time, the money, and the risk. Take this YouTube channel, for example. My goal is to assist and help as many people learn from my mistakes as fast as possible, and hopefully in an earlier stage in your life. Obviously, it would be great if I got monetized and I made a few extra dollars from this channel. That'd be great. And it's free to you. So if you just click that free subscribe button, that would be awesome. There are so many different passive income streams that people post online, get rich quick schemes that people say, you know, this is the fastest way to make a lot of money with barely any effort. It's a lie. You got to put in effort. Myth number 9, financial freedom is the finish line. No, it's a practice. Just like your health and fitness, you don't just reach a goal and then quit forever. You maintain, you adjust. Freedom needs upkeep. But to be honest, that's what makes it worth it. Are your habits keeping you in the same spot that you were in a year ago? Think about it. Myth number 10, financial freedom is for the rich or the privileged. The truth, yeah, if you were privileged, that's a pretty great way to start. I would have loved it if my parents gave me $100,000 on my 18th birthday. Who wouldn't? Instead, they taught me something better. They taught me that a strong mindset, habits, and consistency will take you way further. Listen, I didn't grow up rich. I didn't have a finance degree. I used Google, I watched YouTube videos, and a whole lot of trial and error. Let me be your guide and example. I was the guy clubbing every single weekend, spending money on video games that I never finished, just so I could look cool. I was buried in 6 figures of debt, but one small habit genuinely changed my life, and it could do the same for you. Listen, financial freedom isn't a fantasy. It's a formula. Build habits, track your spending, learn to invest, be intentional, and most importantly, start. If this helped you rethink even one myth, then click the like button. This will tell the YouTube algorithm to stop putting those AI scams in front of you trying to sell you crypto. And hey, if you're still figuring it out, me too. Let's figure it out together. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next week. But I decided to start Number 5, all myths. Number 5, all, oh my God.